Hello people, Chris Leung here, and I'm really sorry for the 2-week hiatus. I didn't have enough time to make any videos, but I'll be back again just to show you some tips of how to solve the 2x2 cube in below 10 seconds. This will be some tips I'll be giving you. I promised to cover Ortega by the end of August, but I realized that it's just too big of a jump to just suddenly switch to Ortegas. So right now, I will have this cube here. I'll just scramble it up. Alright, you need a few components to be able to solve it in under 10 seconds. First of all, you must make a correct white color face effectively, quickly. Secondly, you also need to learn the full OLL and the full PLL. And recognizing the cases wouldn't be too hard either. And the third aspect that you will need, it isn't really necessary but will really help you greatly too, is being color efficient. For example, let's say normal people usually use like the white color face to start solving, but let's say I start using the green color face. Alright, but based on color efficiency, you will need a lot of practice. There's not really much of a tutorial to help you with color efficiency. So as for now, I'll just be showing you the white color. So I'll be mixing the cube up, and I'll be giving you a few hints, a few tips that you will need to solve your cube. So we have one scrambled cube right here. Take time to inspect. First of all, find these 4 white corners. Once you've identified all 4 of them, choose the most strategical way to solve it. For example, I have this face here, so it means I might be able to move it to the other side and do an R2. Then, where would this piece go? Would this piece be unaffected? For example, this piece here, we already know that its final piece should be situated at here. It's just a wrongly twisted corner. So now let's go ahead and do that move. Alright, we have finished this part. This is left unaffected. Now carefully look at this orange corner. It has an orange color. What you need to do for this tip is just move this to the back and do an R2 move. Now you have this red color here, and you just need to pair it up. Then quickly turn the cube over. And I'll just give you one hint. Make sure you memorize your moves effectively. And also make sure that you can turn effectively. Make sure that you have at least one finger trick to help you solve this. So here, because you should have already learned full OLL, we know that the algorithm for this is just half of a Y perm. And we are lucky this round, we get a PLL skip. So I'll go over the 2 cases and some tricks that you can learn here. Alright, this case here has these 2 corners permutated correctly, but these 2 are swapped. There are 2 ways to do this, either using a J permutation or T permutation. I'm going to highlight the advantages and disadvantages. So the advantage of a J permutation is that once you do the execution, you are less likely to mess up. However, your turns per second is a little slower. But because of the T perm, it's actually quite convenient to one of your fingers. So you'll be able to execute that in around 1.5 to 2 seconds at best. But the bad thing about T-perm is that you can mess up at some points. Like sometimes I do mess up on the T-perm, but I'll just occasionally switch here back and then if I don't feel right. Then there's also the Y-perm. One thing to note here, we have the T-perm, and if you divide it into 2 parts and you reverse it, there goes the Y perm. You just need to execute the algorithm that is shown. And there you go. You have solved it. So the hint is that you have to know full ORL, full PLL, be good at turning, learn some finger tricks, and also make sure that you can solve your white color efficiently. If you want to be color efficient, it's a good thing too, and you really need to challenge yourself and really practice a lot on this. So actually recently I've also made up one method that can help you get around sub 7 if you're efficient at it. So let me just go ahead and scramble the cube up. Alright, and this method requires you to actually be color efficient. If not, you wouldn't be able to execute the method. So let's say if your cube is scrambled and you find one correctly colored bar, this is a very good thing for you, and this is only applicable when there's a correctly colored bar. Let's say, fortunately, we have the white side, but unfortunately many people use the white side, so let's just switch over to the red side. So as you can see from the red side here, we have this correct bar, and you have to deduce which corner fits in here. So for this case, we have this that is correctly oriented and fits here. Now in the event you don't know how to slide it in, here is one small tip. If your corner here is misoriented, move this part up, and because you're facing here, you only want to solve the first layer using R and U moves. So reserve this layer, and if you want to insert this piece down here, move it where it's closest to you and do an R2, and that's where you can get this solved. And for this remaining part here, you already know that it's up here. Just do an R, U2, and just do an insertion. I'm going to mix up the cube again one more time so that you can get to look at it more clearly. Alright, so based on here, we have one correctly solved green color and orange color. Choose fast during your inspection, and also choose which one can fit best. So I'm going to choose the orange one because I see that I have this piece here and it matches here, and it's a really simple method to insert this in because one turn and you really see that it's going to align here. Then for this part, let's say if it's matching here, you can do either one of these methods like insertion, or you can actually do a sledgehammer. Alright, and after that you just need to execute your orientation last layer effectively, and also to recognize these cases really quickly. For example, if we have this, just look out for this. If these are solved, just head to here where the solved color sign is, and then just quickly do the T permutation. And let's say if you have that white one, you will notice that these two colors are completely opposite of each other. So just do the white one as instructed. And yep, there you go. So that's also one bar method, but if you can't find any bars, then sadly you have to use the original method. So that's all I can do for now. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.